The rain fell hard on the cracked sidewalk of Jefferson Street. Wind howled through the alleyways like it was mourning something forgotten. Most people stayed indoors that night, safe, warm, dry. But not everyone had a home. James Holloway, a 52-year-old janitor with aching knees and an aching heart, pulled his worn coat tighter as he stepped out of the diner. He worked the graveyard shift at the school down the road, the only place left that hadn't replaced their staff with machines. No one ever talked to James unless they had to. And he had grown used to it. Life had turned quiet since his mother passed 2 years ago, the last family he had. But that night, as James rounded the corner near the park, he saw something unusual: 2 small figures huddled beneath the broken bus stop roof. Girls. One couldn't be older than 6, the other maybe 9. Soaked to the bone, clothes clinging to their shivering frames. One clutched a soggy stuffed bear, the other held the younger girl tightly. James slowed. He'd seen people in need before, but something in the older girl's eyes stopped him cold: fear, pride, and a flicker of hope, all tangled together. "You girls all right?" he asked softly. They didn't answer. He kneeled despite the pain in his knees. "I'm not gonna hurt you. I swear." The older girl spoke, her voice a whisper over the storm. "We ain't got nowhere." James looked around. No one else in sight. No shelters nearby. The school would be empty tonight. His own home was a tiny 1-bedroom, barely big enough for him, but warm. And safe. "Come on," he said finally. "You can stay with me tonight. Just for one night." The girls hesitated, but the cold was stronger than their fear. They followed. James didn't know much about kids. Never had any. But he made them soup, dried their clothes, and found a pair of his mother's old nightgowns that fit well enough. Their names were Maya and Leah. Sisters. Their mom had disappeared days ago, last seen leaving a shelter after an argument with staff. No father. No relatives. No plan. That one night turned into a week. Then a month. And then James made a decision that would change all 3 of their lives. He adopted them. At first, it wasn't easy. People questioned him, a single, aging black man taking in 2 girls, both light-skinned and malnourished. Social workers asked harsh questions. But James never backed down. He fixed up the house. He found a second job. He gave them structure, meals, bedtime stories. He gave them love. For the first time in years, James didn't feel lonely anymore. He had laughter in his home. Maya grew bold and curious, always asking questions. Leah, quiet and artistic, would sit by the window for hours drawing. There were setbacks. Nights of crying. Doctor visits. Trouble in school. But James stood firm. Every scraped knee, every report card, every nightmare, they faced it together. 15 years passed. James's hair turned gray. His hands grew stiff. But his heart? That only grew stronger. He never missed a birthday. He taught Maya to ride a bike and walked Leah to her first art show. He built them dreams when they had none. And when Maya got a full ride to Harvard and Leah's paintings were featured in a national youth exhibit, he clapped louder than anyone. But time moved on. The girls left for college. Calls became texts. Holidays came and went. The house got quiet again. James never complained. It was a Saturday in late spring when the knock came at the door. James, now 67, opened it slowly. Standing before him were Maya and Leah, grown, radiant, successful. But behind them was something else. A crowd. A camera crew. A city council representative. Neighbors. "What's all this?" James asked, bewildered. Maya stepped forward, tears in her eyes. "We never forgot, Daddy. Leah held out a set of keys. This is for you. He stared at the papers in her hand. Deed. Mortgage paid in full. Renovation scheduled. A scholarship fund in his name. You did all this? Maya nodded. You saved us when we were nothing. You believed in us when no one else did. It's our turn now. A journalist spoke up. Mr. Holloway, today the city honors you as Father of the Year. Your daughters nominated you for your dedication, love, and service. You've changed lives, not just theirs, but everyone who hears your story. James blinked. I just did what anyone decent would have done. No, Daddy, Leah said, hugging him. You did what only the best would have done. That evening, as the sun dipped low, James sat in the newly painted porch swing, a gift from the girls. Neighbors waved. Strangers passed by and nodded with respect. Inside, the kitchen buzzed with laughter. Maya was cooking. Leah was painting again. The house was full. James Holloway, once a lonely janitor walking home in the rain, now had the world's most precious gift, family. He looked up at the sky. Rain clouds gathered again, but James didn't fear them. After all, he had already seen what miracles could come from a storm.